All right. So today on NewbieVet, got a special guest in the building. We got my dude, Nowayy.
What's going on,
What's
man?
going on, King?
Not much, chilling.
Man, appreciate you driving down, man.
Oh yeah, man. You know I told you I was gonna have to pull up on you, man.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. When they keep up with their word, they bond. I love it. I love it, bro. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. So, where you originally from?
Shoot, I'm from DeKalb County, man.
Okay.
We right outside of Atlanta, about 10 minutes. Specifically Decatur, from Decatur, Georgia. But
Okay.
I rep the whole DeKalb County, man. I stayed all through there. So
So you done been through all that, your whole childhood and stuff.
Yeah,
so what was your childhood like in DeKalb?
Normal, single parent household. Me, my mama, my sister, staying in, average hood.
So you're the only boy?
Yeah, the only boy. I got two sisters.
Two sisters?
Yeah.
So what they like growing up, man, being only boy in the family?
I got a lot of game. Okay. How to deal with women.
Hey, facts.
Because I'm growing up in that type of household. So, yeah, I got a lot of that.
So you the youngest?
Yeah, I'm the youngest. I'm the baby.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Oh, yeah. So you get all that experience. Mm-hmm. Get all that experience. So that what's up, man. So what was like school like for you down there?
School was cool, man. I ain't go to school in my district though. So I went to school in North DeKalb. It's kind of like on the outskirts of DeKalb County. My dudes ain't want me to go to school in the area. You know what I mean? Cause it was a tough area, bad area. So I used my unaddressed to go to school out there in Doraville. People that's from DeKalb, they know what that's.
Yeah, I know Doraville.
Yeah. So I really got a good mix of both sides, cause I grew up hood environment, and then I'm going to school out there with white folk, Asians, Mexicans. It's like a big melting pot.
So. Right. So what are some two things that you learned from being on both sides of the, basically the field? Being on this side of the school, what you learn on this side that's different from this side?
The main thing I can say, I know how to deal with other people besides black folk. Like going to school with different nationalities. A lot of my friends that I grew up with back home, they don't know how to deal with other races. You know what I mean? They weren't exposed to it.
So let's get into that. That's actually a good topic to get on. So do you feel like, as a black race, do you feel like it's important for us to learn other cultures, learn other races, so that way when it's time for us when we're doing music or doing any type of craft or entrepreneurship, we be able to maneuver and be able to talk like how we need to get in that pocket? Do you think that's important?
Oh yeah, because you dealing with other races, you know how to talk to them and not scare them away.
Right.
Like I can't handle business with a white person, like talking to them like how I would handle like one of my partners from the neighborhood. You feel
like you talking to pistol starter or something
like
that.
Yeah. I know how to put on my business voice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can put on my business voice, and you know what I mean. I can keep it all the way real. Keep myself. I'm like a chameleon. I can blend in all environments.
Right.
Just simply by where I grew up at and where I went to school at. You know.
So being in the man, you being blessed around all that musical talent that over the years, from the past 2 decades of great music coming from Atlanta. How old were you when you started your path in music?
Shoot, I started kind of late, bro. Cause I started out playing basketball. Like I was following my big cousin.
Okay.
Shout out to 365. Just following behind him, he playing basketball, and then when we got older, I want to say when I got in high school, he started rapping. So I'm like, shoot, I want to start rapping too. So I started going to the studio with him, and then after a while, I started hooping and just went full-fledged with basketball.
With
rapping.
With rapping.
Yeah.
So how long you did basketball? About a couple years?
Probably from elementary on up to high school, 9th grade.
Oh, you've been on it for
Yeah, man.
So what made you just choose music over the basketball?
Following my cousin.
Following your cousin, everything.
Following him.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it.
So your first time basically being in the around music studio and everything with your cousin?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So what was that experience like? You first time in the studio and you working on it, your first time ever on the track with something?
I was shy.
For real?
To keep it real, yeah. Because you got to think, the studio that I used to go to, it was out there in Lithonia, so it was at my cousin, his best friend's mama's house. So he set up a studio in the back of it. So it used to be like 10, 15 people in there at a time. Everybody older than me.
Yeah.
They end up rapping, playing beats. and I'm just in the cut, like I'm writing music on a piece of paper, but I don't want to get in there because I'm too shy because there's older people around. I ain't know if I was really him. You know?
Right.
So yeah, I just played the little backfield or whatever or whatnot until I finally got the courage to get in the booth. And I ain't even gonna lie and say it was natural because it wasn't natural because I was still kind of nervous. It was like a process.
Right.
Just keep doing it over and over and over again, and I got more comfortable. It got better over the years.
Got better over the years. Okay, that was up. So you released tapes? Project, how many tapes you done release?
Shoot, I got a lot. My first tape I put out was called Pep Talk. You probably won't find that nowhere because it was like physical copies, selling CDs or whatnot. That was like back in 2015. Well, no. It was like 2013.
Good days, good old days.
Yeah. And then I put out my first official project on all platforms, I want to say like 2019. 2019. Because I was making songs in between that time. Yeah. But it was just like getting put on like SoundCloud, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. Just playing around with it. Right. Basically.
So when did you think like in your mind that you was like, okay, I got something, this is hot, this is dope, I really want to go fully invested into it?
Shoot. All right, I'm gonna say around the time when my cousin got killed, Long Live Tars. That when I was like, man, all right, I really got to do something with it because people been saying that I was hard, but I was just playing around with it. Right. So now it's time to really lock in and like put some money into it and really go to the studio and try to perfect my craft. Right. So that came that was around like 2019. 2019. Yeah.
Right. So you had like basically, like you said, tragedy made you want to go.
But it didn't happen right when he died though. It took a little minute. You know, it took a little minute. I was playing around, but it just a spark just hit me. I was like, man, I got to really do it. You know, I got to really do it. I had done graduated high school. I'm working like little jobs here and there. You know what I mean, little warehouse jobs and.
Oh man, no that like
I was in college. Yeah, I was in college too. I had dropped out of school.
What college you went to?
GGC, Georgia Gwinnett.
How was it?
It was cool, man. I really just going because my mama wanted me to go. To be honest. And then look, I got the little refund check. I bought me a Cutlass. That was my first car.
Oh man. Oh, that was up.
1986 Cutlass Supreme Broham, bro.
Two-door.
Two-door. Transmission was messed up. Oh, it only went in like one gear.
That's crazy because back in those times, we didn't care whether the transmission, motor messed up. We just got the body. As long as the body is in good condition and everything good, we'll get that in time. And that's why you see a lot of them cars just sitting in the yard for months.
Yep. Because then when I got the car, I actually stopped going to school. It's crazy, bro. I got a little warehouse job, stopped going to school. And then I was just outside, you know.
Outside.
Hanging it, running around with my partners. Yep. Doing a little music here and there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wasn't really locked in like that.
Locked in like that.
It came a little bit later.
Okay. So you got a single out right now, Like Dreads.
Oh yeah.
Like Dread, that's streaming, you know, that got some airwaves, you know, it's on the air right now, doing pretty good. So what was the backstory behind the song?
All right, so
of course you got Dreads, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah. First, I'm gonna stamp this on your platform. This gonna be the hottest song of the summer.
Y'all hear it?
Hottest song of the summer.
Y'all hear
it everywhere.
Y'all hear
I'm stamping it right here.
Y'all hear it?
Platform.
Y'all hear it?
Y'all gonna go back, look at this interview. Y'all say, "Dang, bro, really? J. Paul really interviewed him from the start."
Facts.
But when I wrote the song, I had went through, man. You know, as anybody do music, they know they go through them phases, man. We stopped recording, saying we gonna quit like 100 times.
Yeah, man.
There was probably 150 right here for me. Swear to God, there was like 150, and I was just sitting in the car, man. Cause most of my music I write in the car.
Right.
And if you listen to all my catalog, most of it is like real life music. And then, man, I was just listening to my music one time. I was like, man, I'm really tired of hearing all this depressing stuff. Like when I hear it, it brings me back to a space that I don't want to be in no more.
Right.
So I was like, man, I need to do something different. So I ended up coming across this beat or whatever. I was like, oh, they kind of catchy. It got like a little bounce to it, a little summertime feel. I wrote something too. I write all my music. I be prepared when I go to the studio.
Right.
Called up Patchwork. I hadn't been there in like a year.
Shout out Patchwork.
Patchwork Studio. Shout out them boys there. Shout out my boy Dane. That's who I normally work with there. That's the engineer. Mm-hmm. But since I ain't been there in a year, he wasn't working there no more. Okay. So I was kind of skeptical. I was like, man, dang, I got to work with a new engineer. So when I got up there, it was a dude named Kevin. Shout out to him. Me and him recorded that song, bro. When I tell you, we were turned up in the studio. It came out perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Came out perfect.
Dope record. Very dope record. Very dope record.
Appreciate it.
So, when you're doing a song, because a lot of artists don't understand their steps on trying to get your music on the radio, like you got your stuff on the radio. Right. So what can you tell artists, what are some steps that they need to do? Because a lot of people just feel like, okay, my song is hot, it's dope. Once they hear it, they're going to automatically put it on the radio.
It don't work like that. You know how many times how many songs I don't record it and thought that would go be the one?
Right.
And took it somewhere, get it played, and that'll be the end of it.
Right.
You actually got to be out there putting some footwork in.
Right.
You got to be network. You got to be in the clubs all the time.
Right.
Tapping in with the DJs, promoters. Like,
right.
You got to constantly push it. You can't just upload it and think it just go
take off. Facts.
You know, sometimes it do happen like that though.
Right.
Sometimes it do happen like that. And for this instant, kind of, sort of fell into that recipe because when I put the song out, my cousin, who I had brought up before, 365, he took me out with him on my birthday, and DJ Jelly, shout out to DJ Jelly.
Shout out DJ Jelly.
Count. He was in there, and he was like, man, cuz, send Jelly your music. I was like, man, I don't know, because I had sent him a song before. He said it was hard.
Yeah.
I had a song with the Red Sean, but he was like, man, it ain't really a cuz song. It really ain't nothing I could do with it.
Yeah.
So when I sent him that song that particular night, bro, Shouty played that song at least about 15 times in one night. Kept spinning back. He started scratching with it.
Oh yeah, you know they feeling. They start scratching with it. Yeah, you got one.
He told me to send him the clean version, and shoot, about 2 weeks later, that thing was on the radio.
Man, that's what's up, bro.
Just like that.
Congratulations, bro.
But I appreciate it, but I don't want to confuse nobody and make it think that it just like happened like that, because it didn't.
Right.
I went through a whole grind, a whole process. It's just that particular song, that situation, it just lined up like that.
Right, right.
It definitely didn't happen overnight.
Right, right.
It definitely didn't.
So question, out of your whole catalog of music, say like if you did that record, when did you record that record?
I recorded in January, and I didn't release it until April 9th.
Okay. So like you did it last year sometime, and so now it's part of your catalog. Would you pick that record?
Oh, so hold on, say that again.
So say like you already had this song a part of your catalog. It's already done, and it's on one of your older projects. And you had the opportunity where the DJ be like, hey, send me a record. Would you send that record, or what made you choose that record?
Because I probably would never sent it like a year ago.
Yeah.
I probably would have picked.
You get what I'm saying?
Else.
Like your mind, like, you know what I'm saying? So
it just, I got tired of, man. It got to a point where I got tired of listening to my catalog, because every time I listen to my music, I know I make music about what I go through and whatnot, which is cool. But when I listen to it, it used to bring me back to this space that I didn't want to be in no more.
Right.
So when I did that song, it was like something for me different, like that had me like fun, energetic, don't throw me back in that space no more.
Right.
So that's why I did it, basically. Right. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I probably would have never picked it back then, but now it's set up perfectly.
It's set up perfect. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, man, what do you feel about the current state of hip hop? Where you feel like music is going the next 5 years? Do you feel like, because you know we went through the last 5-6 years of drill and kill, spill, and the whole nine, but you know now it's going to a different wave. What do you feel like that wave gonna be?
I feel like it's going back to real hip hop. I feel like it's gonna go to the point where each region, like, you know, it was a certain time where you knew, oh, you hear a song and you be like, oh, that New York. Right. Or you hear a song, you be like, oh, that auto-tune on it, that's Atlanta. Yeah. This Miami, I could tell by the beat. Right. I think it's going back to that.
It needs to.
Regional.
Yeah, it really needs to.
Everybody ain't sounding the same no more.
Right. Right. Cause I think when the regions start crossing, you start seeing New York artists working with Atlanta artists and West Coast, all that. Everybody started getting the East formulas and cut, and then they took it back over there and start doing their style over there. And now you can't even tell who made what beat, what stuff like that, because all the sounds are just mixed.
Yep.
That's why I feel like with the Kendrick Lamar joint, I feel like with that was a West Coast album. The GNX.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So he dedicated that to a whole coast.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Atlanta music scene, how do you feel like Atlanta music scene is still at the peak, or you feel like it kind of declines?
Man, I feel like it's still at the peak, man, because we still putting out new artists, you know? We still putting out new artists. And I feel like all the music that we don't put out over the years in like the 2000s, late 90s or whatever, man, we could take a break and we'll still be on top. That's just my personal opinion.
So what do you feel, to your opinion, which era you think was the best for Atlanta?
The best?
The best era?
The early 2000s, like the Crunk,
okay.
the Snap.
The Lil Jon era?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Snap era, the futuristic, trap. I feel like all that.
All that came within that mix.
Yeah. So
right.
like 2000 up until like 2012, 13, yeah, around that.
Yeah.
That's the best era
right.
for me.
Yeah. What are some changes in the Atlanta music scene that you see now?
Drill. Everybody talking about some killing. You gotta think, bro. Like back then, bro, everybody talking about getting some money.
Right.
Like they was on some player stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Looking clean, having pocket full of money, riding good, nice car, don'ts, you know, old school car. Now you turn on like a newer artist, all they talking about trying to smack something, trying to kill something,
fly something, smoking on a pack, something like that.
I don't feel like that's us. That's just us trying to sound like everybody else. And what made Atlanta stand out because we had our own sound.
Right.
You hear something, you be like, dang, the dude throwing on some auto tune and he's singing on it. Oh boy, them folks, they got to be from Atlanta.
Right.
That's an Atlanta sound.
Right. That fly is aggravating the hell out of me too. They done snuck in there. But yeah, Atlanta has its own sound. I think it still creatively has its own sound where it still attract a lot of money to Atlanta. It's always going to be because y'all have the fashion there. Y'all got the big studio there. Y'all got everything there.
Yeah.
It's really the Black Hollywood, really.
Yeah.
You know, honestly. So, how you feel about the AI, man?
AI music?
AI music.
Look, man, I don't fault nobody how they get their money. But at the end of the day, I'm an artist, and so I feel like if that ain't your real voice, and come on, bro, you cheating, bro. They're like a creative player now. Like, come on, they're like 2K. You creating a player, and you boosting up all the attributes.
Right, 99 with Wimby
speed, 99 3-point shooting. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's fact.
It ain't the real deal.
Yeah, that's fact. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with you on that. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that at all. I feel like it's a cheat code, and then it's like a slap in the face to everyone that actually put time and dedication into their music. Like a lot of us went through a lot of shit to do this shit.
Yep.
Sacrifices, we done made money, then we done kicked out, we never getting back. It's a lot of shit. So blood, sweat, and tears, and it's just somebody that's not even your talent.
Right.
Can just sit down and type in something and blow up.
Just blow up. Yep. I tell folks all the time, bro, I quit 150 times and I done went broke 100 times.
Come on, man.
Doing this. Like, it costs, man.
Yeah.
It costs to do their music.
Yeah.
It ain't easy at all.
At all.
Yeah.
At all. Really, for real, it ain't. So, man, with all the resources that Atlanta have and all the money and opportunities that they have, you still have people that they feel like the Hollywood dream, I call it, they can move to Atlanta, and in 2 weeks, they're going to be Future. All right. You know what I'm saying? What do you say about that? I feel like in Atlanta, if you don't got money, you got to at least know people.
But it don't
know people.
It done changed, though.
What's up?
Like, Atlanta is like mostly out-of-town folks now. So I feel like the city losing its culture. Like, you go to a club now, most of the DJs are from out of town. And I don't say this before, I ain't like, shout out to people that's out of town. I ain't got nothing against them. But when it's nothing but out of town people running the music industry, it's like they don't embrace the Atlanta culture. So it's harder for us to get in there now.
Right.
You got to be out there to know this. Like on the outside looking in, you wouldn't know that.
Right.
But it's like they running the city now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they running the city.
Yeah, because there's a lot of money. It's a lot of them invest a lot of money and property in Atlanta too, and that's why I said to me, Atlanta's so congested to me because there's so much people down there.
Oh yeah.
And so, like me and you was talking, before we started the interview, it's best to live on the outskirts of Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that. Because most celebrities don't live really on the outskirts.
Yeah, they don't stay in the city. They stay Alpharetta, Sandy Springs, Conyers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Henry County, McDonough.
Right.
Don't nobody stay inside of the city unless you from out of town.
Out of town.
You know, and you just moving and grooving, just in and out.
Right.
You know.
Okay. So, man, outside of Atlanta, what are some places that you've been traveling to get your music and stuff out there?
I just recently hit Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay, how was that?
Man, it was lit, man. Them folks showed me love.
Okay,
I did an interview with True Dat. Shout out to my boy True Dat.
Okay, shout out True Dat.
Yeah, man, it was lit too, man. Y'all gotta check that out. But yeah, that city showed me love.
Okay, that was up. That was up. So this is Alabama at the moment? Alabama, Atlanta, stuff like that?
Yeah, well, mainly I just been here in Alabama, Atlanta, just going back and forth.
Oh, that was up.
Now I'm trying to branch out to Valdosta. I'm trying to hit all the little outskirts cities.
So how is the music scene in Alabama? I haven't been in Alabama in some years. How is the music scene down there now?
According to my folk, they said it really ain't no artists coming out there showing love, so they trying to like pick it back up.
Damn.
Yeah, you're saying a lot of people that blow up, they end up moving outside of the city. And the last one that really blew up was Dobie.
Dobie, I like Dobie, and he got killed. Yeah, rest in peace.
He probably the last one. It's another dude they were telling me about that was signed to QC. I forgot his name. Shout out to that boy though.
Right. So, I know you heard of Authentic Empire.
Oh yeah.
Authentic Empire. Did you ever do business with him?
Nah, I didn't. But hey, I ain't do no business with them. Hey, I ain't signing nothing with them, boy. No,
yeah, I had an artist that I was producing for, and he had signed a little small deal with them. His name was Lil Thumper.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of told him don't do that on the strength of. I feel like anything that when you have to invest money or giving them money to do services for you. It's just a bad thing in the first place.
It sounds like a scam.
Right, yeah.
Basically,
right.
Sound like a scam.
Because you can't promise that you can provide a lot of resources and stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I just thought it was pretty funny and just weird how everything just 360 turns around and boom.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, have you known any artists that used to work that tried out for him?
Now... but I know Boom Man, he always had that image, like that name. Everybody was always saying that.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah.
Right.
He started off as an artist too though.
Right.
Started off rapping, but since he had Authentic Empire, you used to always hear whispers about that. Like folks scamming, basically. But I don't know how they getting their money, bro, to be honest. I don't know how he getting his money. I don't know if it's a scam, because, you know, a lot of folk, when situations don't work out for them, they be talking crazy about the label.
Right. So speaking of scamming, so from your opinion, why do people outside of Atlanta call Atlanta the scam capital?
Because there's a lot of scamming going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. That's the reputation it has.
They call it Scam Atlanta.
Scam Atlanta.
You got to be careful out there, boy. Them boys be working they one too. Gotta be safe. Gotta know what's going on.
You gotta be careful out there.
The women scam you too.
They're the biggest one.
Men.
Yeah, it's the biggest one.
The women will scam you too.
They're the bigger one. So how can you recognize a scam?
Shoot, body language, how they talking. If they ask for money when I first meet them, you know, just anything that's just irregular, like it just don't seem genuine.
Right. Have you ever had someone come at you like, yo, I can make you a star, I can do this, and this and that, you know, just give me this money and this and that?
Yeah. All the time. Well, I be looking at it like, bro, if you can do that, then why all the other folks ain't blew up yet?
Why they ain't blow up?
Yeah. If it's that easy.
Right.
If it can't just be that.
Can't be that
Can't
easy.
be that. You gotta put in some type of footwork.
Oh, like for real. So, when it comes down to like your whole catalog of music, what do you consider yourself like as an artist? What do you consider the type of artist you are?
Shoot, I feel like I made inspirational music. I feel like I can talk about what you going through, and I don't even go through it. I can tap into what you got going on and not even have to go through it. I can tap into what I'm going through and make you feel it, even if you never went through it. You know,
right?
I'm one of them type of artists.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that was up. In Atlanta, so what is the best option for someone that don't know the politics of Atlanta on picking a good studio to go to?
Shoot, you know, mofo, they record at their house, so I feel like the actual recording studios are dying out.
For real?
Yeah, I personally feel
Why
like
you say
that.
that?
Yeah, because everybody got at-home studios now.
Right.
So, and people don't be wanting to pay that money.
Mm.
But I'm the type of person, I look at it as a way for me, like, to get out the house, you know what I mean? I feel like I can be more creative outside of my home, recording somewhere else at a professional studio.
Right.
And plus, I like the look of it, too.
Right. I was just about to say, some people do it for the aesthetics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people do it for the aesthetics of it and stuff. And it just make you feel like you're an artist.
Yeah, you feel like an artist.
You
Yeah,
feel like an artist. Like you feel like you're in the studio. You feel like an artist. Yeah. Okay. I was the reason I asked that because I be in Atlanta a lot and I be in a lot of studios and stuff like that. And there's always different politics when it comes to studios. Some studios you have 20 guys in there just standing around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Smoking, doing all the unnecessary stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody got a strap.
Yeah.
Everybody got a strap.
But they wasting time too, though.
Wasting plenty of time.
Like, see, I'll book a 2-hour block, bro, and I do about 6 songs in 2 hours. But I'm coming with my material already ready.
Already ready.
Beats, everything loaded up, you know what I mean? So I could just run through it. Mofos, they'll book a 3-4 hour block, and the first 2 hours, they just smoking.
Yeah.
Taking pictures, you know what I mean?
Right.
Drinking. They ain't really working.
It's the aesthetics.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them get in the studio. They might, cause they'll come book here, and they'll probably book the studio in there, and they be in there just doing content for like an hour or some change, and then do a song.
Where the music at though? Y'all want to rap? Let rap.
They they playing the same beat for a whole hour.
And just imagine how the engineer probably feeling. He probably like, man, bro, I want to work.
Cause all you know, he getting paid, but some stuff just don't be worth it.
Yeah.
Like just the headaches of it.
Yeah, because if you ain't doing it for the money and you really doing it for the love of music, you gonna want to work when you got an artist in there. You don't want to just sit around and not do nothing for 4 hours. Like for instance, one time I had booked the block at Patchwork, and I was talking to the engineer that I was working with, and I ain't gonna put the artist's name out there, but he said that this dude booked like an 8-hour block right after they went to Magic City. And he said for 8 hours, they didn't do no music. They just sat in there and shot dice the whole time. They came with a whole entourage. Just shot dice the whole time. No music.
They could do that on the block.
Yeah. Just imagine what an average artist, up-and-coming artist could do with an 8-hour block, bro.
Man, a lot. A lot.
That's about 10 albums right there.
Man, that's a lot.
Videos, all type of stuff.
If they got, like you said, but if they got it structured out, though.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of... some artists, I done seen some artists come in the studio, it takes them 4 hours to do a track.
Yeah.
One song, and it still don't be complete.
Yeah. they don't really be taking their craft serious. That's what it is.
Right.
A lot of them, they be having, like, they working with street money, fad money. So, like, somebody that really working, like, got to really grind it out, a 9 to 5 or something, to pay for studio time, they go take it serious. They know,
so let me ask you a question then. Do you feel like, when it comes to music, some people feel like, to make the good music, you have to do like the how Outkast or how Cole or whatever, how they'll do an album and then they'll take a 3-5 year break, then they drop something else. But then you got some artists that consistently drop.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it should go back to that.
Which one? The year gap?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
Because I feel like it keeps the artist like mysterious. Like I don't hear from him that much. Like I wonder what he doing, what he working on. You know what I mean? But when you just dropping every other week, I feel like it kind of like oversaturated. Like the artists get played out, or that's just such and such. He dropped last week. You know, I'm tired of seeing him. Right. But when somebody that's really dropping some music that's hard, and they drop it once every 6 months or once a year, when they do drop, you tuned in. Yeah. You know, the last project was fire. Right. So you want to hear this one. Right. So I feel like it hit different when you drop like that. And I hope the music go back to that. Right. I hope it go back to it.
And that's facts, because prime example of oversaturating the market, we can go back in the day to like Master P. Mm-hmm. When No Limit was at its prime. Yep. Master P was signing 2 artists a week.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like 2 artists a day. Felt like.
Yeah, true.
And each week was an album drop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, by someone. So it got to a point where people were just buying the album when they see the tank.
Mm-hmm.
They were just buying it. They ain't care whether they ain't never heard the artist, they know if it sound good or not.
Yep.
And it got to a point where he was signing too many artists to the point where the tank didn't sell the albums no more. Now you have to really, they were being specific of certain artists from No Limit they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
The Mysticals.
Right.
You consider Silk the Shocker one of them?
Yeah. He had some hits.
Yeah, he
and
did.
then he was Dave Maya too, so he had one of the baddest chicks in the game too.
Yeah, that's fact. That's fact.
That boy, he was living the life.
And he dated Beyonce.
Oh, he did? I didn't know
he
that.
dated Beyonce.
That boy living the life, man.
Yeah.
I don't care about him rapping all beat. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about him. That boy was lit.
But you get what I'm saying? Like the top, he had out of 30 so many artists he had, only Mia X.
Yeah, Mia X.
C Murder.
Mystical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's basically what you were saying about the oversaturated. I always look at that situation as oversaturated and stuff out of position with that.
And then you got to also think too, if you dropping albums, mixtape back to back like that, what's the point if you dropping a mixtape with 20 songs on there and only 3 of them good?
Right.
Because you rushing the process. You just keep putting out anything you record. Bro, you know how many songs I got recorded that will never see the light of day? You'll never hear. And I feel like a lot of artists, they'll still put it out there. They'll drop a mixtape and they'll just still put it out there. But I feel like everything ain't meant to be put out. When I put out some product, I want to be the best product I can put out.
Right.
I don't want to just throw it out just to throw it out.
Because you had it.
Just to have material.
Right. Yeah, because that hurts the brand.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you say, you're trying to release anything future-wise, it kind of hurt themselves before they even come out, man. That's facts, man. So, what it takes for an artist to maneuver these days in 2026, like the business-wise, personal-wise, because I feel like you got to have your personal life in order to be successful in your business.
Oh, yeah.
Because if your personal fucked up, I don't think you can function right business-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But from your perspective, what do you feel as an artist in 2026? What are some things that you need to make sure you have intact in order to be successful at doing this music?
For one, I feel like you got to be authentic. Because right now, if you ain't authentic, the internet go find that. And just people in general, they go find a way to expose you. So what you're rapping about, if it ain't true, eventually it's going to come out.
Right.
And it's going to be hard to come back from that.
Right.
Another thing, I feel like you got to have your money together because it ain't free. Everybody charging for everything. And if you thinking folks going to do something for free every time, then you missing out.
Right.
You might get lucky and you'll get somebody that really supports you, you know what I mean, and do stuff for free, but that's rare. And if you get people like that, you need to make sure you do right by them. Right. You feel me? When you make it to that top, don't forget about them,
Right.
Bring them along.
Right.
And I also just have a good balance, like mentally, like mental health wise too, because artists, like anybody that do music, they know it take a toll on you.
Oh yeah.
Mental health wise, like
big facts.
Yeah, they just take a toll on you, bro.
Big
a lot of times you wake up and you be discouraged. You feel like you ain't gonna never make it, and it start messing up your mood. Now you walk around sad all the time, angry, snapping at folks for no reason. So just make sure you keep your mental good at all times too.
Big facts. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And then I say, as artists, we gotta have a small sense of delusion by us doing this stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like you gotta keep telling yourself that you're gonna make it. Tell yourself this gonna work. Mm-hmm. So when other people feel like it's not gonna work, you know what I'm saying, or they don't see the vision that we see.
Right.
So I feel like we also gotta keep a little delusion in that method to keep us, inspired to want to keep doing this. Because like I said, we lose a lot of money that we don't see back right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the money we don't even get back. And how much money you think as a whole, your whole career that you're doing music, that you think if you could sit down and look at everything that you spun in your music career, you think you'd be a millionaire? You think you'd be in the thousands? Where you think you'd be at?
Probably 1,000 now.
1,000 now?
I want to touch back on what you just said about that delusion, though.
Okay.
Like, what you mean by that? Like, you gotta...
all right. So delusion. All right. So what I mean by delusion, okay. All right. When you doing music, everything that we're doing, when we step into this field of music, this is not a necessity.
Okay.
Meaning, like, this ain't something that you have to do. This is something that you choose to do. This is a dream of yours. This is something that you've been wanting to do your whole life. But this is not everybody else's dream. You get what I'm saying? So everybody has responsibility of taking care of bills, getting a job, making sure that, take care of family, what. Being a musician has nothing to do with that, with life. Being a football player, basketball player.
Right.
So when it comes to on our path of being a musician, you're going to have a bunch of no's. You're going to have a bunch of people that's not going to believe in you. A lot of people that's not going to like your stuff, share your stuff, comment, none of that stuff. To a point where we get in those modes where it makes us want to quit. But I feel like you got to have some type of delusion in your head. Because there's delusion doesn't necessarily mean there's something negative with it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You got to keep yourself inspired that this is going to work.
But it's a thin line between being delusional and keeping it real with yourself too, though.
That's true.
Because I can be delusional telling myself every day, man, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be the biggest artist. Right. From here to goddamn Switzerland.
Right.
But if I'm telling myself that, but every day I'm waking up, I ain't going to the studio. Dude trying to charge me $50 for 50 beats. Right. I don't want to pay it. I don't want to pay for no studio time. I don't want to shoot my videographer some money. You feel me?
Right.
What you doing?
It's like
you ain't putting the steps.
You're not putting steps into it.
So now you being dumb, really.
Yeah, I feel like you being dumb, and you're not putting the effort in.
So you can be delusional all you want, but you still got to put in that work.
You got to put in the work.
That's why I feel like a lot of artists go wrong at though.
Yeah, facts. So that would sound like, because we all, like I said, we all got to have that delusion when, like I said, we have, like for instance, okay, when I first started doing music, being a producer and all that back then, my baby mama didn't believe in that dream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I was working at a pizza place at the time, and I'm in Vidalia, Georgia. Smallest place no one ever heard of. We're known for onions.
Right, damn.
You get what I'm saying? We 2 hours from Atlanta, we 2 hours from Savannah. So we right there in the middle. In the middle. So you would never even heard of Vidalia Lounge, Georgia, Toombs County. So coming from a small place like that where we don't get no celebrities come there, the nearest celebrity that we got to see, that we got to go to Statesboro, Savannah, or we got to go to Macon, or Atlanta. There's nobody coming in Vidalia.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So you have to have delusion in your mind that I'm finna get out of this small town, I'm gonna blow up, I'm gonna do everything. When you got all these people around you who don't believe in that because they don't see it, because there's no inspiration in that small town.
But at the same time, they looking at you like you normal too, though. Your biggest fan gonna come from people that don't know you. Ain't gonna be your friends, ain't gonna be your family.
Right.
Cause you go always be J. Paul there, bro. I'm always be Nowayy.
Right.
To people that's in my area.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a big mistake that people make when they coming up, thinking that they friends and family is supposed to support them, but they need to just be friends. I'm friends and family, not fans.
So let me ask you that. Let me ask you this real question, quick. Why do you feel like when artists get so upset when the family and friends don't share or support?
Because they want them to be fans, but they're not fans. They just your friends and your family. So when that money come, make sure you keep that. I'm gonna treat you the way what you treat me. You feel me? You just friends and family. You ain't share.
Right.
You ain't help me push my music. You know what I mean? You ain't support, which is cool.
Right.
Cause you my friend. You my family.
Right.
The fans is what really the people that you don't know, they go blow you up.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people start realizing that more, it's gonna help them.
Right.
It's gonna help them in the long run. Cause I used to get like that. I sit around, man, as I don't know what, man. I'm my partner, man. I know he don't sing that post, man. I just put out the song the other day. Come on, bro.
Right.
I gotta send it to you, tell you to repost it. Like I gotta send it to you in the DMs, your text message. I gotta leave a voicemail. Hey, bro, I put out a new song. Like, come on, man.
Right.
But it is what it is. So when that money come in, expect the same energy.
Big fact. Big fact. But that goes back to what I just said, though. Like I said, it's like we put in the work and we still have doubters.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to keep that inspiring ourselves to let us know out of everybody, our friends, family, Cause that, I feel like with some artists, when they feel affected by the friends and family, is on the strength of, they the closest one. You feel like if nobody should support you, it should be them.
Yeah.
Like, y'all know how, me blowing up can help y'all.
Right.
And stuff like that. And then when it doesn't work like that, then it's F family. I done seen a lot of artists just say F the family.
It's cause you forever gonna be normal to them.
Right,
like,
right,
you
right.
just gonna
Facts.
be little Peter from down the street. You feel
Facts.
me? I'm telling you, it gonna take somebody from nowhere that you
nowhere.
don't even know.
Right.
That's go look at you like a star. Like, oh, that dude is a star right there.
Facts.
Your family gonna be like, he a star? I mean, knowing him, we growed up together.
Right.
I've been playing with him since elementary. He ain't no star.
Right. Then soon you blew up. I always knew it.
Every time. Every time, bro. Every time.
So, all right, one last question, man. So, say like Nowayy blows up tomorrow. Light Dress, hit the chart, right? And you got a #1 record, so, in the nation. Everything works good, contract coming to you, boom, boom, boom. They offer you, let's say, $2 million, right? Two questions with that. One, would you sign it? And two, if you do sign it, what are the first things you're doing with that money?
I would sign it. $2 million.
$2 million.
Take taxes, what it is, about a half.
You in Atlanta?
$1 million.
You in Atlanta, so whatever Atlanta taxes is.
Probably gonna be $1 million. We just estimated
Okay.
$1 million.
Then you gotta pay your lawyers or whatever.
Lawyers and all that. I gotta put that back into the brand. You know, I gotta shoot. Hey, videographer on payroll. We finna go ahead and lock in now. Finna shoot him a nice little check. We finna shoot as much videos as we can. You know what I mean? I'm finna studio time. You know what I mean? Just paying everything that's gonna make it work. Just hold back into it.
So okay.
When that $10 million check come, I feel like that when I can start cashing out.
Okay.
My mom Dukes a house. You know what I mean? Because if I buy a house off $1 million, man, what I finna do? Man, what? That's how these folks go broke.
They gotta go broke.
And now you mad because you stuck on the shelf. You done ran through the budget. And the label ain't giving you no more money.
Right.
And you signed for 3 albums.
So why do you feel like when it comes to it ain't just our race, but I have to speak on our race because I'm black. When it comes to our race, when we do come from a place of poverty, as soon as we get a little bit of money, we buy the dumbest shit that we don't need.
Because we grow up on TV looking at it, seeing everybody with the jewelry, the cars, all the nice clothes. So we just buying all the stuff that we seen growing up on TV that we thought we would never be able to get. Right. We ain't see, like, if you growing up in the hood, you ain't see your family members buying property and stuff like that. You seeing all the dope boys buying chains and old school cars and putting big old rims on it. You know what I mean? So when we get some money, we thinking like that. Right. Until we start having people in our environment that's thinking outside of the box, buying a store, buying a laundromat. You know what I mean? A shopping plaza, apartment complex. When we start having people in our family, in our neighborhood that's doing that, and we seeing it on a consistent basis, I think it's going to change our whole thought process. But we not seeing that. Right. We don't see that growing up.
Right. That's good. That's a good answer, man. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. So, man, all right. One last one. I like your answer with $1 million because most people I ask that to, they always like, yeah, I'm buying my house. I'm gonna get me a house.
You gonna be broke, buddy.
I'm like, damn.
You gonna be broke.
You gonna be broke.
Finish.
I'm like, what type of house you finna get her?
Mom Deuce ain't even gonna be able to pay the taxes on it.
Man, come on, man.
Over with. Y'all back to the project.
I done had one artist told me that he gonna buy a Maybach.
What about when it break down?
Yeah, I said you gotta have money for the maintenance on that just alone, bro.
Boy,
the maintenance on it by itself.
Budget gone. Now you could have got a feature with a top artist. Now you gotta go get Lil Randy from down the street in Macon somewhere. Right. They got 100 followers.
Come on, man.
You don't blew the budget.
You don't blew the whole budget. And then they don't tell you about spending all that money on these cars that the maintenance is just as high.
Yeah.
A oil change.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. For real. So, man, all right, one last question. Do you feel like hip-hop is being affected by social media? Do you feel like social media is coming in and saturating and diluting hip-hop?
Yeah, I hate it.
Okay.
Like I had said earlier about back in the day with the albums dropping it like once a year or something like that, I feel like social media took away the mystique of an artist. Cause you got to think, like Michael Jackson,
Right.
rest in peace. We didn't see him on an everyday basis.
No.
Like, so you didn't know about him. So he had
Right.
a mystique to him. I wonder what he used to do on an everyday
Right.
basis. What he used to eat. What he used to do when he first wake up.
Right.
Now the artists, they'll get on social media every day, and you seeing how they live every day, and it make you not like them. You realize you don't like them.
You get turned off something, and then something turns you off real quick. Yeah.
So that social media, I feel like it killed the whole mystique of an artist.
And then I think the social media also created the cancel culture.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like a real big driving force behind the cancel culture because like you said, social media making it where you gotta show personality to people for people to like you.
Right.
That means letting them into your life, your world.
Right.
But then as soon as you do something they don't agree with, they want to cancel.
They want to cancel you. Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
That's true, man. All right, man. So before we slide off on NewbieVet, man, how can they get in contact with you for bookings? And is there any love you like to shout out?
You can look me up on Instagram under @1, the number 1, Nowayy, Nowayy. That's on all social media platforms. You can find me under that. Shout out to my cousin 365. Shout out to Mr. Be Different. You see, I'm rocking the clothing line. Got new pieces coming out, man.
Yeah.
My boy, the jack of all trades, man. Got everything: video, photo shoot, clothing line. Hey, man, he put it all together for you.
All together.
Yeah. Shout out to my city, man. Shout out to Decatur. Shout out to the whole Decatur County. RP D Money, RP Tars, RP Smooth, man. It's a lot of folk, man. Yeah, that's it though.
Yeah.